Good day everyone, it's me again, Sir Eugene, and welcome to another video lesson of Grade 8 Daily Exploratory. Okay, so in this video, we're going to discuss our topic for week 5, which is yung under pa rin siya ng lesson 2. So ito yung topic natin. So, learning outcome number 2, perform basic preventive maintenance. So, yung learning outcome number 1 natin is yung checking and inspection of tools. So, after we inspect the tools, so we need to perform yung preventive maintenance na. So, ito na siya. So, before that, start muna tayo sa ating learning objectives. So, at the end of the lesson, the learner is expected to demonstrate an understanding of underlying principles and maintenance of carpentry tools and equipment. Next, the learners independently perform maintenance of carpentry tools and equipment based on industry standards. Next is yung prepare defective tools, and last is to conduct preventive maintenance of carpentry tools and equipments. So ito yung mga learning objectives natin na we need to attain at the end of our lesson. Okay? So now, let's proceed. So start with a question. So why it is important to perform preventive maintenance? So preventive maintenance, part siya ng mga gawain natin. Okay? So, bakit naging importante siya? So, why it is important to perform ng preventive maintenance sa mga tools equipment natin? Okay, so here's the reason. Performing basic preventive maintenance is one of the most important routine in the workplace. Okay, so after natin siya ma-check, syempre mag-preventive maintenance na tayo. Part siya ng mga activities and routines ginagawa sa isang workplace. So, hindi na siya sa carpentry, sa ibang industry ginagawa rin to. Okay? So, through this, ito yung pinaka-reason natin. So, through this, the lifespan of the tools and equipment will increase and they can be used for a longer period of time. So, yun yung pinaka-main reason to extend the lifespan ng mga tools and equipment natin. Okay? At the same time, once na mas maayos yung tools, maayos yung function niya, working siya doon sa maximum capacity niya, mas magiging maayos, mas magiging accurate, at magiging mas maganda yung kakalabasan ng output natin. Kasi maayos yung tools na ginamit natin. Okay? So, next. So, in order to perform basic preventive maintenance, we have first is to classify yung mga tools and equipment natin. So, paano ba tayo nagka-classify ng mga tools and equipment natin? So, kinaklasify natin yung mga tools and equipment natin through its function. Okay? So, kung anong function niya, doon natin siya maka-classify. So, ano yung mga classifications natin? So, we have the measuring, marking and lining, testing, edge cutting, tooth cutting, boring, holding, portable power tools, driving, PPE or personal protective equipment, and miscellaneous tools. So, ito yung mga tools classifications natin. Okay? So, now, start muna tayo kay measuring tools. So, measuring tools used to measure the physical dimension of an object. So, for measuring purposes, pansukat, kumbaga. So, an examples natin. So, we have the pull-push rule. We have the rule or ruler. Then, we have the steel square or steel rule. And we have the zigzag rule. So, ito yung mga measuring tools natin. The next is yung marking lining tools. So, marking lining tools used to put notation on object that will serve as your reference point, line or guide to perform a specific process like cutting and placing ng objects. So, kumbaga ito yung pananda natin. Bago tayo mag-cut, before tayo maglagay ng other object dun sa surface. So, minamarkahan natin siya. That will serve as a guide. So, ano yung mga marking line tools natin? So, we have chalk line, we have the pencil, we have the marking gauge. So, ito siya. Chalk line, pencil, and marking gauge. Next, testing tools. So, testing tools used to test the levelness and squareness of stock. So, ginagamit siya for testing. Tinetesting natin kung pantay ba yung surface, horizontally or vertically. Check natin yung mga edges ng mga furniture sa ginawa natin. So, kung perfectly 90 degrees pa siya. So, ito yung mga testing tools natin. So we have the plumb bob, level bar, level hose, and tri-square. So ito yung mga testing tools na ginagamit natin. Okay? So next, edge cutting tools. So meron tayong dalawang sample ng edge cutting tools. Pero before yun, ano muna yung edge cutting tools? So edge cutting tools have the sharp edge and are used to carve and cut wood. So ginagamit siya for trimming, resurfacing na wood natin, and for carving. Okay? So ano yung mga tools na yun? So we have the plane and also the chisel. So ginagamit siya pang uka, ginagamit natin siya pang trim, ginagamit for surfacing nung wood natin, lalo na kung di pa siya pantay or may mga nakaangat pa, di pa siya level, kumbaga. So ginagamitan ng plane and chisel. The next, tooth cutting tools. So tools that have sharp teeth, kaya nga tooth cutting tools. So ginagamit siya for cutting of woods or lumber itself. So we have two samples, ripsaw and crosscut saw. So ripsaw cutting for along the grains. Then crosscut saw for cutting across dun sa grains ng kahoy. Okay, so next, boring tools. So boring tools used for making holes on the wood. So kung hindi lang sa wood, we have for concrete, we have for metal. Okay? So yun yung boring tools. So ito sa sample natin. So number one, we have the brace. Ito yung brace natin. So ito yung handheld type ng drills natin. Then we have the drill bits. So ito siya, either for metal, for wood, or for concrete. So boring tools used for making holes to sa surface natin. Next is yung holding tools. So tools used to firmly hold the materials in place during the cutting and fastening and gluing. So ito yung mga tools na yon. We have the bench vise. Then next is yung bar clamp. So ito yung mga holding tools natin. Next, portable power tools. So tools that are handy and require power source or electricity. So kuryente lahat to. So without electricity, di sila magpo-function. So we have the jigsaw, sander, drill or electric drill, circular saw, and router. Okay, so ito yung mga portable power tools. Next, driving tools. Tools used to push an object. So ano yung mga pinupush nating objects? So, pako or nail. Then yung mga screws natin. Ito yung sample. So we have the nail set, screwdriver, claw hammer. So yung screwdriver natin, dalawang types yan. Either flathead or crosshead, or yung Philip and yung flat screw. The next is yung mallet. Okay, so ito yung mga driving tools natin. Okay, so next is yung PPE or personal protective equipment. So before tayo mag-perform ng mga kahit anong task, it is required. So kahit anong industry, hindi lang sa carpentry, kahit sa ibang mga areas, ibang mga works, required na magkaroon tayo ng PPE bago tayo gumawa ng mga tasks natin. Kasi PPE saves life. So ito yung nagpo-protect sa atin. Okay, so ano yung mga equipment na to? So we have the face mask, we have the overall suit, gloves, goggles, syempre, important yan. Ear protector, reduce yung malalakas na sounds gamit through nung paggamit ng mga portable tools natin. Hard hat, and last is yung safety shoes. So ito yung mga PPE natin or personal protective equipment. Lahat to required na gamitin at isuot before tayo mag-perform ng kahit anong activities. Okay? So, para ma-prevent yung pagkakaroon ng injuries and casualties. And more importantly is yung mga ma-prevent lahat ng accident dun sa workplace. Okay? Next, ito yung last na classification natin, which is yung miscellaneous tools. So, other tools in carpentry that are different from each other and are not classified according to their function. So, ito yung paintbrush. Ayan. So, ginagamit siya for painting or applying ng mga paints natin o either varnish dun sa wood, oil stone. So, ito ginagamit siya for sharpening yung mga edges nung edge cutting tools natin or yung chisel and yung sa plane. Saw-set. So, ito ginagamit siya for trimming and pang repair dun sa tooths o yung mga ngipin. Okay, yung ngipin ng o yung talim ng lagare. Then, file siya. So, ito yung mga miscellaneous tools. Okay, so yun yung mga classifications natin. So, ulitin natin yung tools natin, kinaklasify natin siya or makaklasify natin siya through its function. Okay? So, now, tapos na tayo mag-classify ng mga tools. Identify natin kung ano yung mga classification niya. Now, proceed tayo sa isa sa mga preventive maintenance activities natin, which is yung pag-apply ng mga lubricants or ito yung mga types of lubricants and its uses. So, ano yung mga lubricants na ginagamit? So, kasi ginagamit natin yung lubricants para mapanatili yung function ng tools natin, lalo na yung mga movable parts. So, once na kinalawang kasi yun, hindi siya magagalaw na maayos. So, kailangan natin siyang applyan ng lubricant, pampadulas. At the same time, pangtanggal din ng mga kalawang. So, first is yung oil. So, ito yung sample. So, oil is commonly used lubricant for tools and equipment. So, pampadulas to, pang lessen ng friction, pantanggal ng kalawang. So, it is a liquid used for hinges, usually sa mga movable part, tools and maintenance, and sharpening blades. So, ito yung oil. Okay, so next, we have the grease, o sa Tagalog, grasa. Grease is a combination of oil and thickener used for equipment with gears, bearings, chains, and linkage. So, usually, ginagamit siya dun sa mga portable power tools natin. Kasi meron siya mga mechanism doon sa loob ng parts niya o sa loob ng tools itself na once na hindi na siya madulas, nagkaroon na siya ng corrosion, so hindi siya gagana na maayos. So, ina-applyan natin siya ng grease o ng grasa. Okay? So, next, we have the penetrating lubricants. So, ito yung WD-40 example natin. So, penetrating lubricants is a very low viscosity oil that allows it to penetrate in narrow spaces between parts of tools or equipment. However, this is not designed for a long-lasting lubricant. So, ginagamit lang natin tong WD-40 or yung penetrating lubricant dun sa mga areas na heavily corroded na o yung kinakalawang na. Kasi once na makapal yung kalawang, hindi na basta-basta nagagalaw yung mga movable parts kagaya sa mga pliers, sa long nose. Okay? Kasi once na nag-build up na yung kalawang doon, mahirap na siya i-move. So, ina-apply natin siya ng WD-40 or yung penetrating lubricant kahit sa mga maliliit na surface doon, tusot siya doon para tunawin yung bakal, mali, tunawin yung kalawang doon sa bakal. Okay. Then, last na lubricant natin is yung penetrating or dry lubricant. So, dry lubricant is made up of slippery substance and is used to reduce the friction between surface in contact with one another. So, example natin nito is yung graphite dry lubricant. Okay, so dry lubricant, so powderize to. So, ginagamit siya, ini-spray siya doon sa surface to lessen yung friction doon o yung mga contact point. Okay? Para at least maggalaw natin or ma-move natin yung movable parts ng tools. Okay? So, ito yung last part ng topic natin. So, na-discuss na natin yung classification. So, alam na natin kung paano i-classify yung tools. Ngayon naman, na-discuss na rin natin yung mga lubricants na ginagamit for preventive maintenance. Okay? So sa next video ko, di-discuss ko naman yung mga learning tasks na kailangan natin perform for our week 5 natin. Okay?